What Blake Lively did to Cate Blanchett wasn't just betrayal, it was sabotage. But Cate didn't scream or cry, she plotted something much colder. And now, Blake's entire image might be falling apart.
Always knew the bad news was coming with, because he'd go, here's the thing. And he said, we're going to lose the orchestra in Dresden, and we have to do all of the conducting first. I do think there's a distinct lack of shame in society at the moment. I think shame is very different to guilt. Guilt is very useless.
Blake didn't just step on Cate's toes, she allegedly hijacked her project, disrespected her legacy, and triggered a silent but devastating retaliation from the queen of subtlety herself, Cate Blanchett. For over a decade, Cate Blanchett had been the epitome of grace and prestige for the Chanel brand. She wasn't just another Hollywood face. She represented heritage, elegance, and true cinematic artistry, values that aligned perfectly with Chanel's identity. Cate walked their private shows, attended exclusive couture events, and even signed a major multi-season deal in 2021, becoming the face of Chanel's Women in Cinema campaign. Part of this campaign included a black and white short film, a passion project written by Cate's husband, Andrew Upton.
You know, it's sometimes good to be really simple. I mean, Matisse's fantastic thing is just, don't try and be original. Just be simple.
The film featured pure, silent acting, no dialogues, just raw expressions, a tribute to timeless cinema. Everything was ready. The contracts were signed, the concept was approved. But on the big day, instead of Cate, Blake Lively showed up. And that's when the betrayal became clear. Apparently, Chanel had quietly informed Cate's team that the campaign's direction had changed industry code for "you're out." Cate was blindsided. There were no previous arguments, no disagreements. It was pure, calculated sabotage.
All right, Blake Lively is out and about in the UK promoting her Once Favor, right? Is that the name? Yep, she's out. She's wearing this Chanel head-to-toe V. Here's the look in the runway.
Even more insulting? Blake's campaign didn't even scrap the original concept. They simply sprinkled glitter, threw on motivational quotes, added red lipstick, and called it new. Backstage insiders were shocked.
Look at these, they match outfit. Look at those nails. Wow. Aren't they incredible?
Those are amazing.
I had time for that. I literally did it while at work. It was a little chaotic.
It was worth it.
Hello.
One stylist even leaked messages suggesting it was never intended to be Blake, but her team had offered Chanel a lucrative cross-platform deal too good to pass up. It was a bold move, maybe too bold. But Blake didn't stop there. At a March 2023 private Chanel dinner in Paris, where Cate was supposed to premiere her husband's short film, Blake was suddenly named the guest of honor instead. Cate's film was quietly removed from the lineup. Blake's cross-platform beauty and wellness storytelling theme took its place. Despite this humiliation, Cate attended the dinner with quiet dignity. The evening went smoothly until Blake, seated with a senior Chanel creative, was overheard mocking Andrew Upton's script, calling it beautiful but a little outdated. The creative director laughed and agreed, adding, "Legacy doesn't sell to Gen Z." Cate, sitting just a few feet away, heard everything. She didn't confront them. She didn't storm out. But witnesses say her sadness was visible for the rest of the evening. Then things got worse for Blake. In April 2023, an old magazine feature, approved when Cate was still the face of the campaign, accidentally went live, referencing Cate's personal involvement and Andrew's short film. Though it was taken down within hours, the screenshots went viral. Social media exploded with accusations that Blake had stolen Cate's project and buried her contribution.
About much. And the more I do in a way, I think the less I know. And I've had a very eclectic and strange career that has taken me many places. But perhaps if there's any connective tissue in my career, it's the desire to know. It's the quest to unlock what it means to be human, that strange nub of fearful, joyful uncertainty that it is to be a human being. To live a creative life, it's fueled with uncertainty and doubt. It's the DNA of how you begin any project. You have to humble yourself and say, I don't know, and I'm here to find out.
Cate never publicly addressed the mess. But during a low-profile humanitarian award speech in Berlin, she dropped a devastating line. There's a difference between honoring a story and owning it like it was always yours. One builds legacy, the other builds ego. Fans immediately connected the dots. The backlash against Blake intensified. Scheduled interviews were mysteriously canceled. Insiders revealed one talk show host was ready to grill Blake about the scandal, and the sudden cancellation wasn't a coincidence. Meanwhile, Cate kept it moving. In June 2023, Cate and Andrew quietly premiered a two-person play at Sydney Theatre Company. No grand PR, no red carpets, just real art for real audiences. Interestingly, the play's original title was reportedly lines that weren't meant to be read, later changed to the credit. A not-so-subtle nod at how Cate's contributions had been erased without acknowledgement.
Well, I always approach every role as a woman because I am. I don't really think about that. I do think there's a distinct lack of shame in society at the moment. I think shame is very different to guilt. Guilt is a very useless emotion. I don't know what you do with that. But shame and regret and the lessons one can learn from that, I think, are very powerful.
While Cate showcased pure class, Blake's carefully curated image began to crack. Because this wasn't the first time Blake had allegedly pushed someone aside. Old stories resurfaced about Blake's behavior on the set of Gossip Girl. A viral interview clip showed Blake making cruel jokes towards co-star Leighton Meester, jokes that visibly made Leighton uncomfortable.
There was an article recently saying that Leighton and I were enemies, and it's
frenemies. Is that the new term? Frenemies?
Yeah, we're friends, but we're also enemies. And it's really strange because they always want to pit women against each other. You hear about like Penn and Chase hating each other and being jealous and competitive.
2 seconds later.
I think I'm just brunette because of books.
And everyone knows blonde nicer anyway. Molded by me.
Remember Savannah.
It was another promise was no pet monkey. Yeah. Chuck has a matching pet monkey coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them. Come on, it was a joke. Lord have mercy.
Your wardrobe? That is important. Very good.
Very important.
This is wardrobe.
This is wardrobe. This was on the turn rack. I think it was hers. So I had to go and slip them cash to wear it today.
Executive producer Joshua Safran admitted that Blake and Leighton were never friends off camera, and open secret fans now viewed very differently. Actor Armie Hammer, who worked briefly on Gossip Girl, revealed Blake behaved like a diva, demanding everything go her way, throwing tantrums over the smallest inconveniences. Even Penn Badgley, another co-star, allegedly faced Blake's silent sabotage, with her warning directors he was difficult before they'd even met him.
Hi, my question for Armie. On Gossip Girl, who was the biggest diva on set?
Biggest diva on set of Gossip Girl.
You can say if it's so far away from where you are now, that show's over. I suggest that you not pass on another question.
Thank you, Chelsea.
I wish I could take all of my passes back and use them all right now. Yeah. Let me just say, that was a tough show to film, and I didn't end up actually filming all of the episodes I was supposed to because it was such a tough film.
Really? Literally said, get me out of this.
It was also like, get him out of here. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it just literally was that. Whose love interest were you?
I was Blake Lively's love interest.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay, well then.
Sounds like she was the problem.
It sure does, Chelsea.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Don't put words into his mouth.
Yeah. Yes. Because my foot is already there.
No, it is not.
No, yeah, continue. Sorry, it's your show.
No, please, you continue. I'm interested in what you... No,
sorry.
I need another drink.
Hey, Katie.
Fast forward to 2023, Justin Baldoni, director of the upcoming film based on Colleen Hoover's novels, also clashed with Blake. Reports suggested Blake tried to rewrite scenes without permission, and when Justin refused, she allegedly tried to undermine him by lobbying Colleen Hoover herself to direct the next movie, despite Justin's contract guaranteeing him that role unless he faced legal scandal.
We do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one. I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's the thing.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Justin doesn't know if he'd be game to direct that one, but perhaps Blake would. Is that something that you would entertain?
Oh, absolutely. I think whoever decides to take charge of the next one would do it justice. But, you know, it's a lot of people to get the same schedule together again, so we'll see.
Oh, absolutely. She's so capable of that. She is a powerhouse. She could do literally.
The pattern became impossible to ignore. Blake's alleged behind-the-scenes manipulation, sabotage, and bullying were no longer hidden. Cate Blanchett, however, never engaged in messy public battles. She simply let her work and her dignity speak for itself. Blake might have won Chanel's attention for a moment, but Cate Blanchett won something far greater: respect, loyalty, and the kind of legacy no PR stunt can steal. But one question remains. Is this silent storm the beginning of the end for Blake Lively's career? Only time will tell.